What's going on, y'all? It's Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B, and welcome to another episode of the Rugged Edge Survival Guide, a Premio podcast. It's good to be back in the hot seat. I think this may be the first time we're using this set for the show, which is fun, mixing it up a little bit. And we've got some timely conversation to unpack today as we look ahead to a big show for the industry, ISC West. However, before we get into the weeds, I want to make sure you're all caught up on previous episodes of the show. So make sure you're heading to our website, premioinc.com. Again, premioinc.com for more information on our solutions and services, our new product lines, what we're going to be showcasing at ISC West, but of course, more episodes of the podcast. And you can also subscribe to the Rugged Edge Survival Guide on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. All right, let's jump in. So the main focus of today's episode is getting a little bit of an ISC West preview, right? This is a huge show for the surveillance industry and is downstream from some big trends and technology innovations shaping the wider world of Industry 4.0, security, and also edge computing, of course. So ISC West is coming up on March 31st through April 4th, and Premio is going to be there. I'm going to be there myself doing some podcasts with the Premio team. And while there, Premio is actually going to be showcasing two new products, which we're going to be diving into in kind of a two-parter episode, one of them today with our guest and another with another Premio product marketing lead. One of them has already hit the market, but another one of these products is actually being launched at the show, which is very exciting. They're both in the running for the NPS awards at the show. So what we're going to be doing today is talking shop on ISC West and laying the groundwork of the trends motivating some of the major conversations and the exhibiting energy in the larger security and surveillance show this year. And then, of course, we're going to intersect how Premio is staying on top of some of these big trends in security and surveillance and how they're aligning their products, their new and existing product lines to major market demands shaping this important sector. So here to walk through his view of ISC West this year and to give us a sneak peek at one of the newest products hitting the Premio product suite at the show is Mr. Ethan Dang. Ethan, great to have you back on the show. How you doing?
Doing good. What about yourself?
Yeah, doing great, man. Good to be chatting again. It's been a hot minute, but looking forward to talking shop here on ISC West, and she's seeing you out at the show here again soon. So let's dive in. Thanks again for taking some time.
Yeah, no worries. Let's get into it.
All right, so I want to start by, per usual, kind of setting the stage of major trends in the industry, as well as why ISC West is such an important show for seeing some of the larger innovations and use cases around Industry 4.0 and edge computing being put to use and really having its boundaries stretched, right? So go ahead and give us a quick overview of how edge computing is increasingly becoming interconnected with the modern security and surveillance industry and the role that edge computing is playing in being a building block for standard operations in security and surveillance today.
Yeah, great question, Daniel. So just to give an overview on edge computing itself, edge computing involves processing data closer to where the data is being generated, rather than relying on a traditional centralized data center. There's a major shift from traditional cloud computing, where all the data, all the IoT sensors are being sent to the cloud, being processed, then sending an actionable insight down to the premise. We're seeing a lot of that shift away from that and towards edge computing, where all that compute is done in-house, on-premises, to allow for the data that's being generated from the IoT sensors to be processed right there and then. There's an increasing demand from the modern security and surveillance industry that are looking for low latency, real-time applications and services. And the role that edge computing kind of plays into this industry is it allows for faster decision-making, real-time data analysis, and rapid response times. When we go to ISC West 2025, we're going to see a lot of these smart surveillance deployments leverage AI. And with AI being such a complex algorithm and workload, there needs to be edge computing involved to increase bandwidth efficiency, because all that data that's being generated from IoT sensors needs to be processed rather than being relayed to the cloud. There's going to be improved data security because all that storage or all that data is being stored locally rather than being sent and being exposed when being sent to the cloud. And 24/7 operational reliability. So a lot of these different types of applications really, really rely on reliability for 24/7 operations, and having cloud connectivity requires some kind of consistent connectivity, and also all of these different types of bandwidth issues. So 24/7 operational reliability is a must.
And more generally, how have you seen Industry 4.0 impact the security and surveillance sector, right? How is it shaping some of the expectations and demands for this sector, and some of the technology investments it's now having to make, not as part of a future-proofing evolution, but part of actually maintaining day-to-day operations and standards?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different types of trends that are happening with Industry 4.0, specifically in the security and surveillance sector. Two major trends besides edge computing are the explosive growth in IoT sensors and cameras. I believe IoT Analytics has said that in 2025, this year, there's going to be up to 21 billion cameras connected in the world. So that means that there's going to be a lot of expanded coverage and a lot of higher quality data that needs to be processed. And to go along with the IoT explosion is the implementation of edge AI. So we're seeing a lot of these smarter security and surveillance deployments utilize some kind of artificial intelligence to automate or enhance their processes. The saying goes, video intelligence, not video surveillance, meaning that you're shifting away from a passive monitoring and manual review to a more proactive and intelligent security system utilizing some kind of AI.
And we'll get into the show itself and your product lines here in a second. But I want to get a better sense for, as Premio has been doing work in the security and surveillance sector, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see from the SNS community, right, on integrating edge computing into this Industry 4.0 security era, right? Where do those challenges hit? Is it on installing the technologies, on managing the technology? Is it about making the most of the technology? Again, where do you see those challenges?
So after going to ISC West a couple times now, Premio has been there for multiple years. We still see this huge demand for real-time performance. With smart surveillance systems becoming more latency sensitive and mission critical, there needs to be some kind of real-time performance for the AI to work appropriately. A good example would be mobile surveillance systems that are put into unauthorized access zones. When a person walks onto that zone, you want to be able to detect that person, relay that message, and send out an alert and notify authorities. With edge computing, you're able to do that because all that data is being processed in real time on the premises, versus cloud computing, where it takes some time to send that data to the cloud, processed, then sent to the authorities, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a humongous demand for real-time performance one way or another. A second challenge that a lot of people are facing right now, or at least manufacturers and organizations, is IT-OT convergence gaps. So with IT becoming more advanced with different types of AI applications, OT is kind of lagging behind because they want to make sure that all these sensors and cameras are working appropriately. And there's a missing gap between IT implementing IT technologies with the OT sensors. So with this convergence that we're seeing in Industry 4.0, we're trying to bridge that gap so that all these latest innovations and technologies using AI are able to work with the OT as well. And an example would be facial recognition for event access. So when you're walking to a park or an event, there's facial recognition to scan your face and match it with your ticket. So when manufacturers are implementing this type of idea, it sounds great on paper, but how do you implement it and deploy it into the real world seamlessly? You don't want the solution to be laggy or working not correctly, which relates back to manual labor and having a person actually double check everything. You want it to work seamlessly. So converging IT and OT together really is a really big hurdle for a lot of industries right now. And the third challenge that we've seen a lot recently is manufacturers are utilizing commercial grade equipment for an industrial grade solution. So reliability and durability at the edge is really important. Like I've said, 24/7 durability is a must now. And a lot of manufacturers are noticing, oh, why are we using such a commercial grade solution when we need all these different types of industrial durability? A good example for that would be when you're deploying a surveillance system in a remote oil well site. You want to process all that AI in a very remote location, so you're not going to have any type of cloud computing capabilities. And also, that oil well site might be very, very harsh with fluctuating temperatures, shock and vibration, etc. These type of deployments are so remote, have very minimal access to maintenance crews. So you're not going to be able to just send somebody out to fix it if something goes wrong.
Right.
And that's kind of like the three challenges that we've noticed going into Industry 4.0 security and surveillance.
So let's talk shop on the show and the products you're showcasing this year, right? Like you said, you've been at ISC West several years now. Premio has a consistent presence at the show, but I'm curious why you're exhibiting this year, right? And maybe more specifically, what are the conversations you're hoping to have within the SNS industry this year? What's getting y'all excited about having a presence at the show?
Yeah, so Premio is always, well, almost always exhibiting at ISC West. It's just because it's one of the largest trade shows in America for the security and surveillance industry. And it's a great way to meet with a lot of different types of field experts and leaders in that technology. And also a great place for us to showcase the latest innovations and products that we have at market. It's really important that we are there, Premio is there, because we provide a critical component in a lot of different types of edge AI innovations, specifically in security and surveillance. So if you think about it, there's different types of IoT sensors that are being advanced, so you're getting higher quality data. There's all these different types of AI workloads that are being created to really streamline specific tasks. And all of those types of components rely on a single computer to process all of that. And that's where Premio kind of steps in. We're able to merge that, or we're able to bridge that gap by producing very reliable industrial grade hardware solutions to meet the demands of IoT sensors and process edge AI workloads right there and then.
I mentioned this to start, but Premio's got a couple products that it's submitting to the Security Industry Association New Products and Solutions, or NPS, awards. Tell us a little bit about those submissions, right? Why is getting that kind of industry acclaim important for Premio, and what does that stamp, that seal of approval, really indicate for the folks that y'all are working with in the SNS industry?
Yeah, so fingers crossed that we win, but we are submitting two different types of products. First being our DCO-1000-ASL, which is an industrial grade DIN rail computer, and also our JCO-6000 ORN, that leverages NVIDIA Jetson platform in a very industrial box utilizing edge boost IO technologies. And Luyoung will be talking about in another episode. So for now, let's just focus on the DCO DIN rail mount computer. So just to give a little bit of background, SIA is the Security Industry Association, and they're hosting an NPS Awards, which is New Products and Solution Awards. And this allows a lot of different types of organizations to showcase and show off what is the next trend now in 2025, because all these products are being released at or before ISC West. It allows a lot of attendees that go there to learn more about the latest products and see what's at the market right now. Just to follow up on that, our DCO-1000 is being submitted and being launched at ISC West 2025. So we find to be a great fit for security and surveillance, and I'll explain why.
So let's go ahead and unpack the new DCO-1000-ASL, which is hitting the show floor as a new product, right, which is very exciting, and I'm excited to see some reactions from the SNS industry. But let's go ahead and break this down, right? This fits into a larger product suite for Premio. We've talked about this in previous episodes, but y'all are increasingly bringing products to market that are meeting more and more niche, industry-specific use case needs, which is really exciting to see that kind of maturity in the market, right? But I'm curious what makes the DCO an ideal edge computing solution for security and surveillance applications, right? Why is this one of the big ones that you're launching at ISC West?
Yeah, so we found that the DCO-1000 to be a perfect fit for specifically the access control hardware category for our SIA NPS award, just because it kind of serves as the backbone for modern access control systems. Like I said before, all these IoT sensors are becoming more advanced, edge AI is being more prevalent, so there needs to be some kind of compute to process all that data from IoT sensors and analyze all the data with edge AI. The DCO-1000 provides connectivity to consolidate all these different types of control access components, whether it be badge scanners, surveillance cameras, smart locks, and turnstiles, and delivers real-time monitoring and reporting so that a lot of organizations are able to utilize that type of data. On top of that, it utilizes a ultra-compact form factor. So you're able to leverage the DCO-1000, put it into a security surveillance equipment cabinet very easily. And to go on off of that is that the DCO-1000 is actually UL 61010 certified, meaning that it's been tested and validated for safety standards in specific electrical equipment cabinets. So you're getting a very certified and robust solution in a security surveillance application. And on top of that, Premio has manufactured the DCO in an IEC 62443-4-1 certified facility, meaning that it's been designed with cybersecurity's best practices and integrated throughout its development lifecycle. So that's kind of what the DCO-1000 is really great for in the security and surveillance industry, and why we found it to be the ideal edge solution for security and surveillance. Just to kind of take a step back before talking even further about the DCO-1000, I do want to talk about how Premio does have a bunch of Fanless mini computers that are able to work in the security and surveillance space. We have the RCO-1000 that utilizes Edge Boost I/O and is super rugged. We have the BCO-1000 that is more fixed and industrial grade and cost effective. And we have the JCO-1000 that is delivering high AI tops in a very ultra compact form factor. And those three solutions are great for different types of applications, including security and surveillance. But DCO-1000 shines as the ideal solution because of that DIN rail computer mount or DIN rail mount for the cabinets. And on top of that, the UL 61010 certification specifically made and tested for electrical equipment cabinets. For different types of I/O and ruggability, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Let's get a little bit more specific on the DCO-1000-ASL's capabilities in some of these common SNS environments, right? For example, you mentioned this earlier, but security applications have a hefty real-time workload, right? Whether that's, processing computer vision or managing data of multiple entry points, keeping tabs on active environments. Real-time processing is key. for any kind of viable edge computing solution in the SNS industry. So what would you say makes the DCO-1000-ASL capable of handling real-time workloads and security applications? What's under the hood that makes it a viable and competitive solution?
Yeah, so we did definitely talk about the demands of real-time performance, and how the DCO-1000 kind of addresses that challenge is that it utilizes a CPU. All computers need some kind of CPU to process all that data. Technology has made major strides in powering complex workloads in a more efficient and smaller size. So you're seeing NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel all work together to kind of come up with some kind of solution in their own regards to make their processing units smaller and smaller while boosting performance. And semiconductor manufacturers have really planned around this type of market trend. And they need to provide processors that Premio or other industrial computer manufacturers need to utilize and provide the end users with a very strong and powerful solution. For the DCO-1000, we're using the Intel Atom X7433RE processor. And specifically for Intel Atom, it is very low power efficient. So it's only using about 9 watts of TDP. And it has quad core capabilities for 4 efficient cores. And also the newest thing that we've noticed is AI. So it has Intel Deep Learning Boost for streamlining different types of AI inferencing algorithms. On top of that, because it's using an RE model, it has the embedded product lifecycle support. So you're getting 10 years of product lifecycle for deployment consistency. You can deploy the DCO-1000 on day one, and you're going to be reassured that you're going to keep getting that DCO-1000 throughout its own entire product lifecycle. On top of processing, you kind of need data aggregation, RAM, etc. And what the DCO-1000 does is utilize all the latest technologies for that real-time performance. So it's using DDR5 RAM, which is the latest generation in DDR. It's also using M.2 B keys and E keys to enable NVMe storage, 5G connectivity, as well as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And all those different types of features with the CPU, the M.2, and also the DDR5 RAM really allow the DCO-1000 to perform really well and handle these complex workloads in real time.
Like most applications that are supporting Industry 4.0 transformations in their respective industries, connectivity is key, right? And like most, connectivity flexibility is key, because in a lot of these industries, even though we're seeing, same with SNS, even though we're seeing Industry 4.0 become the new standard for operations, for connectivity, right? Which means, high-powered wireless connectivity, as well as, the ability to stay connected in high-stress environments. There are still legacy connectivity needs as these industries are still in a transitionary phase, right? So I'm curious how the DCO-1000-ASL has designed its key connectivity features to not only enhance security operations, but also remain flexible within some of the specific requirements of SNS applications and their connectivity.
Yeah, so the DCO-1000 utilizes a comprehensive IoT connectivity feature. Even though it's very compact and sizable, it's able to leverage and pull out the most amount of IoT-centric IOs possible. So we're seeing a major shift where a lot of IoT sensors are growing, like I said before, with the trend. There's explosive growth of IoT and also more advanced IoT sensors. So they're generating humongous amounts of high-quality data. And what the DCO-1000 does to alleviate this or address this trend is having 4 2.5 gigabit E LAN ports. So by having 4, you're able to leverage more IoT connectivity with different types of cameras, sensors, etc. And with a 2.5 gigabit E bandwidth, you're able to really consolidate and intake all that data necessary for real-time workloads. So these are all the advanced kind of IoT cameras and sensors that are being utilized. The DCO-1000 also has legacy interfaces to accommodate for any type of existing equipment that doesn't need to be changed out. So it has COM ports, DIO, and CAN bus. All those legacy connectivity still are available on the DCO so that you can connect and seamlessly integrate both the advanced and the legacy connection types. On top of that, the DCO-1000 features a new connectivity type that we've are introducing to the market, which is a dedicated OOB remote management port. Basically, what OOB is out-of-band remote management. You're able to access the DCO-1000 in a very remote location, even when it is either corrupted, shut down, or frozen. And this really allows a lot of system integrators and surveillance manufacturers to utilize this feature, because if let's say the DCO-1000 somehow becomes frozen or the system acts up, they're able to remotely access the DCO and check on and diagnose what's going on with it. Instead of having to send out a maintenance crew that needs to drive out in these remote locations and access it. It really saves a lot of time, it's convenient, and it's very important in a very mission-critical environment.
And you just teed me up great for my last question, which is about mission-critical environments. When we're talking SNS, along with critical infrastructure, these are some mission-critical environments where we need constant uptime, we need constant performance, and there's no room for error, really. And so not only do you need, quality solutions at the edge, but they really do need to be rugged and capable of handling these real-time workloads and not overloading or being at risk of their surrounding elements. Now, this is obviously a space where Premio shines. It's your bread and butter, but I'm curious how that is being applied to the product design and implementation of the DCO-1000-ASL, right? How does the DCO ensure reliability in mission-critical security environments, and what are some applications where you see or could see, since it's a new product, the DCO at work?
Yeah, so Premio's slogan is built rugged, built ready. And basically what we are specializing in is providing a solution that really allows for 24/7 operational reliability, durability, and ensuring that no matter what kind of environments that you're implementing Edge AI or IoT connectivity, it's that the product will run and prevail in a bunch of different types of conditions. So the DCO-1000 is really great for this because it follows a fanless and cableless design. This means that it's able to prevent ingress of dust and debris from interfering with sensitive components. It enables wide operating temperatures from -40 to 55 C. Even has military standard 810G shock and vibration compliance. So even in shaky locations where shock and vibration is prevalent, it's able to run. And also it has a 9-to-36 VDC power input. So when power is fluctuating or there's dirty power, the DCO is able to pull through. And on top of that, it has OCP, OVP, and RPP, different types of power protection protocols that allow the DCO to handle different types of power situations. And all those features really help the DCO be implemented into different types of security and surveillance applications, because you're able to be kind of stress-free and know that the DCO is going to be reliable in remote locations. A good example would be on top of mountaintops, for example, for wildfire detection, or a remote oil well site. And these locations, a maintenance crew is not available at 24/7 convenience, right? So you need to have the durability and reliability that allows the DCO to work appropriately and ensure reliability at the edge. To add on to that, just to make sure that the DCO actually runs and is showcasing what it actually can do, is that it has world-class certifications. It's FCC, CE, and UL 61010 certified, meaning that this product has been tested rigorously and validated to achieve a certain safety standard. Specifically, the UL 61010 certification is specific to electronic equipment cabinets. So in a lot of applications, especially in security and surveillance, most industrial computers are being implemented into some kind of equipment cabinet. And the DCO-1000 is easily mountable with a dedicated DIN rail mount and accessible because it's a very ultra compact form factor. So it's able to leverage and be mounted into a cabinet and be certified.
Well, Ethan, I'm excited to see the DCO in person and be part of the conversation there with you and the team as we see reactions from the SNS industry as they start to consider launching the DCO-1000-ASL for their specific needs. I'm curious, for organizations that are looking to modernize their security systems, many of whom we're going to be interacting with at ISC West, where should they start, right? And how should they think about edge computing investments in this larger ecosystem of choosing new products and new infrastructure for supporting their operations?
Well, before I push you to buy the DCO-1000, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that before even looking and considering all of our different types of options for edge computers, I would recommend building some kind of checklist of requirements that you may need. That way you're able to really keep visibility on what you really need in the deployment. For example, processing power. Do you want to go ARM-based, x86-based? Do you need an ARM-based solution with NVIDIA Jetson? Or do you need something that just runs well with your applications with x86? Different types of IoT cameras and connectivity is very important because let's say you need to leverage more than 4 or 3 IoT cameras. There's only a certain amount of edge computers that we have that are able to accommodate that type of feature. So having a good checklist allows you to really hone in on a specific edge computer or industrial computer to leverage the best and most optimized solution.
All right, Ethan, thank you so much for your insights today. And as we leave folks with this little teaser for hopefully some more great conversations at ISC West, where can our listeners learn more about the DCO-1000-ASL, especially since it's a new product, right? As well as Premio's larger suite of smart security and surveillance edge computing hardware solutions. Where can we point them on the website specifically?
Yeah, you can definitely check out our dedicated DCO-1000-ASL landing page that we have up. It's currently coming soon, so it's a nice little sneak peek to know what the DCO is all about and what's great for.
Fantastic. All right, Ethan, looking forward to more and getting to talk with some of y'all's industry partners and other attendees at the show about this evolution that's shaping security and surveillance and where edge computing and the DCO-1000-ASL fit in to that change. Till then, Ethan Dang, thank you so much for joining us here on the Rugged Edge Survival Guide, and I'll see you out in Las Vegas.
Sounds good. See you soon.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning into today's episode of the Rugged Edge Survival Guide. If you like what you heard, if you felt you learned something here about the DCO-1000-ASL, maybe you want to put it to work for your security and surveillance Industry 4.0 evolution needs, or you just want to tap into more episodes of the show and learn more about Premio, you can do all of the above by going to premioinc.com. Again, premioinc.com. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the episode and to the show as a whole on Apple Podcasts and Spotify for all of our previous episodes and for future releases. I'm your host, Daniel Litwin, the voice of B2B, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Rugged Edge Survival Guide.